Be the change. So I wanted to do a little, let's see here with the cards. I'm going to use these ones and see what kind of message come out here today. So we're starting out today with release your inner rebel. Always stay hydrated and meditated, and release your inner rebel. Lesson number 1 today. Be yourself. Be yourself and create your own universe. Like, that's perfect. Perfect. Love that message. And you know, it's going to feel like almost being a rebel when you start to listening to your own feelings, and you start to listening to your own inner guidance, and you start to actually doing the things that you really want to do, and you start appreciating those things that you really like to do, not the things that your family told you that you should like, not the things that your friends told you that you should like, not the things that everyone else told you that you should be and all that jazz. No, the things that comes from within yourself, and when you do them, makes you really happy. So find things that make you happy, do more of those things, and create your own little universe like that. You'll have a much more fun life doing that. Your life is going to be much, much more fun. Release your inner rebel. Lost in the ruins of the past. Find a way to the present moment and live. There are so many sad people out there. So many sad people. And I can recognize it. I was one of the sad people for years and decades. And you know, lost in the ruins of the past, you can't do anything about the past. The past is already done. It's already gone. It's already been. So how can you find your way to the present moment? So, okay, in the past, like if you feel like sometimes we don't even know what we're thinking about or where we're at, like we don't think about it. It just happens automatically. So if you're feeling sad or you're feeling depressed, like you're most likely your thinking is in the past because you can't do anything about it. It's already been, and it's kind of sad. Even when thinking about the good memories, it's kind of sad still because it's done, it's gone, and you can't get it back. So it's kind of a sad feeling, or maybe a little bit of depression if you be hanging out in the past too long. So bringing yourself in meditation, sitting there, breathing, you know, noticing the breathing, noticing your fingers and your toes and all that good stuff that is your body, noticing all of that from the inside. And maybe you can focus on that inner body, like inside of yourself, like that inner energy center, energy field that is all throughout your body. When you close your eyes, maybe you can feel it, just a subtle energy inside of your body. The more you lean your attention to that energy body, the more present you become in the moment. It's a trick. Eckhart Tolle taught me the trick. It's a trick to take you out of the depression in the past, reel it back, right? Exit point into the now. When you're in the now, everything is good. See? So then you won't feel depressed. You won't be anxious for the future because you're present in the moment. And in the moment, you just are. There you are, just being. It's a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And actually, by doing that, you already become a little rebel almost, because now you're doing something that nobody else hardly is doing. Then let's see. Both money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Perhaps by releasing your inner rebel and taking charge of your own life, creating your own universe, you will create conditions that will allow for a windfall to come into your life. Kite is here. Vacation. Perhaps you need a break. Perhaps you need a vacation. What's that again? I don't know. Vacation. I don't know. So desk, pay attention to your work. Maybe after the vacation, or maybe you'll get a windfall from the work that you do, and then you can take a vacation. Younger man, dealings or relationships with a younger man, can be anyone. Can be a colleague, can be a brother, can be a friend, boyfriend, can be anyone in your life if you have a younger man that you're dealing with in your life. Two more. It's supposed to storm bad here. So grapes, time to go out and have some fun. Release your inner rebel with grapes. Grapes are good for inner rebels and to have fun. I don't know about that. I just made that up just for the record. Frying pan, trouble, accusations, and lost in the ruins of the past. Sometimes, if we've had troubled past, which usually most of us probably have a little bit of trouble in the past because we're human and it's quite challenging to be a person on planet Earth. So, accusations, trouble, accusations. This is why I sometimes find it easier and better to do the right thing or to just be showing up in the right way so that I don't have to be worrying about accusations, or as people can accuse you anyway. So but it definitely will limit a little bit of the chances that you have to end up in all kinds of stuff. If you do the right thing, then life is smooth. You don't have to worry about it. You don't feel guilty about things that you did. Excuse me. You don't have to be feeling ashamed by things that you did. You don't have to feel bad or sad or lonely or whatever from the things that you did. So by doing the right thing, or if you don't do the right thing and you go back and you apologize for whatever you did, you're going to cleanse your own conscience. And when you do that, it's just making life easier. It'd be less stress to think about, or less things to worry about or to fear. Self-worth. Raising our self-worth is something I think that every single person on planet Earth can do. Almost. Even like the narcissist, like we think that they have so much, they love themselves so much, they always be thinking about themselves, they always be talking about themselves, they always be feeding themselves, they always be all this and this, and then it kind of looks like they have it all together, like they have really, but they feel even less self-worthy than most other people, I'm pretty sure. Because when you have self-worth, you don't have the need to butcher anybody else, so you don't have the need to go out there and make other people feel unworthy. Like if you have self-worth, you're good, and then you just do your thing, and it's just making for easier living. It's like eliminating the things that make you stressed out and fearful or feeling certain kind of ways that are stressful in life. And release again. So here is like release your inner rebel, release the ruins of the past. Like perhaps you need to bury in the past. Like if you're gonna rise up and truly become who you are, then maybe you have to rebel against the rules and regulations that was dictated onto you when you were growing up. Perhaps you weren't allowed to do this, so you weren't allowed to do that. You couldn't do that. Don't speak like that. Don't talk at all. Just sit over there. And then when you start to rising up or you start to speaking out, now you're a rebel because now you're finding your own voice. And so releasing the ruins of the past, whatever happened in your past, how can you come to terms with it and be like, okay, I have radical acceptance. It is what it is. This is what happened. It is what it is. And now you can start to process and release it. So you don't have to bring it with you any further into the future. It already sucked in the past. And so why would we keep bringing it with us in the future? Like when we actually have the ability to release it and let it go. You won't completely always forget about it, but you can not be dictated by it. It won't run your life anymore. And you can just put the little vacuum on every time you start thinking about it, let it go into the vacuum and fly out there and just vacuum it out. So here we are, releasing your inner rebels, standing up for yourself, creating your own world. And then perhaps there is a windfall or something coming into your life to make it better. And so Esther and Abraham Hicks says, you must give significant attention to any subject, good or bad, any subject for it to become powerful enough to manifest in your experience. And quite a bit of attention must also be given to a subject before it will begin to show up in your dream state. For that reason, Your more meaningful dreams are always accompanied by strong emotion. The emotion may feel good or bad, but it will always be strong enough so that you will recognize the feeling. And the feeling is what we're dealing with. Like if you have good feelings, higher, elevated feelings, you're going to create windfall in your life. You're going to create time so you can go out and have fun. If you have higher level emotions going on inside of you, you are going to get the vacation. You're going to feel self worthy. You're going to do all these things. And then if you're on lower vibrational energy or emotion, which would be like depression or staying stuck in the past, like then there will be trouble, accusations. Now you're going to blame people for how you feel today, and you're going to blame someone. Maybe they're not even here anymore. They can't do anything about it. Releasing all that stuff is going to, with hanging on to that feeling, is going to create a lot of negative situations in your life. Just heavy loaded situation. The more you can release it, the more you can let it go, the better off you are going to be for sure. And it's the emotion. How do you feel about it? And so, okay, how do you feel about it? Dead, done, and over with. Something is just over with. And it's the Ten of Swords. Perhaps you've been thinking about the past for so long, like I did. I'm so sick and tired of my own past. I can't stand it anymore. Been thinking about it for years, and it's been disrupting and ruining my whole life. I've allowed it to do that until I figured out a way to bring myself into the moment by being heavily meditated and doing all the work. You got to do the work, then you'll be free of it. But until you do the work, maybe there is something in your past that you can be say to yourself, I'm so over it. Oh my God, I'm just so over it. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm done. Like, and then you figure out how can you release it? How can you let it go? Truly let it go. So you don't have to bring it into the future with you or into the moment, into the now. The Wheel of Fortune. Self-worth. Just by starting to look at your self-worth, like I am worthy. You know that little trick, you go into the mirror, you look at yourself and you look yourself in your beautiful face and your beautiful eyes, and you say, I am worthy. I am so worthy. And feel awkward. Like look around, maybe is there anyone in here? Or feeling awkward sometimes even can feel like shamed or like feel disgusted by that, doing that, which is completely off track. Like this is how you know that you really do have some work to do with your self-worth. If you can look yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and you can say, you are worthy, I love you, you are worthy of all the love, and you can say that to yourself without cringing or feeling weird, then you are in a good place with yourself. And that's the goal. The goal is to be in a good place with yourself. Once you are in your good place with yourself, now you can start to attract that into your life. You're going to attract other people that will treat you the same way that you treat yourself. And you're going to attract more of that into your life. You're going to attract situations into your life. You're going to be able to handle the situation that you attract into your life because you have self-worth. You know how to set boundaries. You know how to stand up for yourself. You know what is for you to carry and what is for other people to carry. And so self-worth is knowing thyself. And that would be to end the cycles of self abuse, like self abuse, like it's what we mostly do when we talk to ourselves up in our head. So self worth, closing out cycles, beginning new cycles. Two of Cups, see? Two of Cups, self worth, building up the self worth, knowing that you are worthy of the most beautiful soul connections that life has to offer. Knowing that for real, like for truth, inside of yourself, knowing it, just knowing that you know that of course you are. Of course, you are worthy of the best soul connections, the ones that is so good that makes everybody else jealous because it's just so good. That one, that type of connections. And then the Five of Cups is showing up in a reverse, which is perfect. So this is the sadness from the past, released. So the Five of Cups coming upright, then it would be more to do with it. But obviously here, though, pay attention to your work and also the soul connections are here. Releasing that sadness is what is happening here. So someone is already doing the work with losing or like not being lost in the ruins of the past anymore. Releasing that old sadness. The sadness is like a big ass cloud that you're just hanging on to, hugging the cloud. I'm hugging the cloud over here. I can't be happy. I'm hugging the cloud. Be like, okay, do you want to let it down? Can you set it down for a little bit? And then we can be happy for a moment and you can pick it back up if you want to, right? Because you can do that if you want to. Release it. Just let it go. Who are you if you are not, like, for me it was difficult, because who am I if I'm not depressed, wounded, abused, victim? Who am I then? I don't know that, because I've never experienced it until I started to do the work. Like, and once you start, nobody's meant to be like that. You become like that because of such and such and such. But there you are. Now you, this is what you are. And whoever you are at this moment in time, that's where you are. That's what you have to work on. That's what you have to work with. Queen of Swords, speaking the truth, speaking your truth, standing up for your truth, speaking clearly, clarity, mature, communication, good communication. And that is including also communication with ourselves. And also maybe finding clarity above the clouds, like there's a lot of clouds in this card. Hey, what you say? Okay. And then, yeah. And the Judgment, awakening. So yeah, speaking with clarity, knowing that you have a voice, knowing that your voice matters, knowing. There's a rolling thunder. I don't know if you can hear it, but anyhow, the Judgment, the awakening, like opening the eyes, starting to look around, starting to notice that, maybe I am lost in my own mind. Maybe I am lost in my own thoughts. Okay, let me try and figure this out. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's lost in their own thoughts. I work on it all the time and I get lost in my own thoughts. It's difficult to stay present. You have to focus on it. You have to work on it. But the awakening is fantastic. That's where you find peace. The awakening, the presence, to be able to be present in the moment, not being a victim of the past, not being a warrior of the future, but being present in the moment, doing everything you can to just strengthen and build yourself up in the moment. That's where you find peace. That's where you find the inner joy. In the moment, present, that's when you connect with the Most High. That's when you can hear the messages from the Most High. That's when you can be aligned and get information that you would have never else have gotten, like, because you would be too consumed in your thinking. But once there is peace of mind, everything is possible. Now you can create everything and release that inner rebel and speak your mind, speak your truth, be who you are. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. It's okay. It's either way, it's okay. You just do you and be kind, or like be respectful, I guess, not harm anybody. Do your own thing, stand your own ground, and release your inner rebel. It's too sad to sit in the ruins of the past that we cannot do anything about it. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, it loves, and it respects the same beautiful light in you, the cat, and also in you. And until next time, namaste.